Panic, sirens blare, smoke fills the sky. The city is engulfed in chaos. Lahore, the heart of Pakistan, is under attack. A city known for its vibrant culture and rich history now faces an unprecedented threat. Indian jets have crossed the border, tearing through the night. Explosions rock the city, shaking its very foundations. This is not a drill. This is a real and present danger. The night sky, once illuminated by the soft glow of city lights, is now scarred with fiery streaks. The tranquility of the night is shattered. The tranquil rhythm of life in Lahore, a city steeped in history and culture, is shattered. The echoes of its past seem distant now. Fear grips the heart of every citizen, young and old. The uncertainty of what comes next is palpable. This is an attack on their soil, an assault on their very identity. The spirit of the nation is being tested. The streets, bustling with life just moments ago, are now deserted. Silence and emptiness replace the usual hustle and bustle. Families huddle together in fear, seeking refuge in basements and makeshift shelters. The sense of community is strong, but so is the fear. The air is thick with tension, the silence punctuated by the deafening roar of fighter jets overhead. Every sound is a reminder of the danger. This is a nightmare scenario come true, a chilling escalation of the long-standing conflict between India and Pakistan. The stakes have never been higher. As the night wears on, one question hangs heavy in the air. What will dawn bring? The uncertainty of the future looms large over the city. The attack was swift and unexpected. Indian fighter jets, utilizing advanced stealth technology, penetrated deep into Pakistani airspace. Their target key military installations and strategic assets in and around Lahore. The element of surprise was crucial. Indian forces operating on high alert following escalating tensions caught the Pakistani air defense system off guard. Reports suggest a coordinated cyber offensive accompanied the airstrikes, further crippling Pakistan's ability to respond effectively. This audacious operation, striking at the heart of Pakistan, represents a significant escalation in the conflict. It is a clear demonstration of India's military capabilities and its willingness to use force to achieve its objectives. The attack has sent shockwaves through Pakistan, exposing vulnerabilities in its air defense network. As dawn breaks over Lahore, the true extent of the damage is yet to be fully assessed. A crippling blow to Pakistan's defense came with the loss of a Saab 2000 Ariya AEW&C aircraft. This sophisticated airborne warning and control system, or AWACS, is critical for maintaining airspace awareness and coordinating air defense. Details surrounding the downing of the AWACS remain murky. Some reports suggest an Indian missile strike, while others point to a possible cyber attack that compromised its systems. Whatever the cause, the loss is a devastating blow. Without the AWACS, Pakistan's ability to monitor its airspace and direct its fighter jets is severely hampered. This blind spot leaves them incredibly vulnerable to further Indian airstrikes. The situation is dire. The loss of the AWACS is a strategic victory for India. It throws Pakistani air defense into disarray and gives India a significant advantage in any potential aerial engagement. The question now is, how will Pakistan respond? Section 4. Experts divided, analysis and reactions. The international community watches with bated breath. Analysts are divided on the implications of this attack. Some see it as a calculated, albeit risky, move by India to dismantle terrorist infrastructure operating from Pakistani soil. Others fear it could spiral into a full-blown war. India has sent a clear message, says Dr. Christine Fair, a prominent South Asia expert at Georgetown University. They will no longer tolerate cross-border terrorism and are willing to take decisive action. However, Pakistani officials denounced the attack as an act of aggression. This is a blatant violation of our sovereignty, thundered a Pakistani Foreign Ministry spokesperson. We will not hesitate to retaliate with full force. The international community is urging restraint. The United Nations Security Council has called for an emergency meeting to address the escalating crisis. The world holds its breath, hoping for a diplomatic solution. Section 5. Ghosts of Conflicts Past, a History of Aerial Warfare. The skies above India and Pakistan have witnessed conflict before, with the echoes of past battles still resonating in the present. The two nations, born out of the bloody partition of British India in 1947, have been locked in a bitter rivalry for decades, each conflict leaving deep scars. Aerial combat has been a recurring theme in their tumultuous history, symbolizing the intense and often violent confrontations between the two. From the dogfights of the 1965 war, where both sides claimed victories and suffered losses, to the aerial engagements during the Kargil conflict in 1999, which saw high-altitude battles and strategic airstrikes, both sides have experienced the devastating consequences of aerial warfare, with significant loss of life and equipment. The memories of those conflicts, etched deeply in the national consciousness, add another layer of complexity to the current crisis, making peace a challenging prospect. The use of air power has always been a point of contention between India and Pakistan, often escalating tensions to dangerous levels. The current situation, with its echoes of past conflicts, raises serious concerns about the potential for a wider conflagration, threatening regional stability. The historical baggage of previous wars looms large, reminding the world of the devastating human cost of conflict, with countless lives disrupted and lost. Will the leaders of today learn from the mistakes of the past, seeking a path to lasting peace, or are we doomed to repeat the cycle of violence with history as our only guide? Section 6. The World Watches, International Response and Concerns. Global condemnation of the attacks is swift and unanimous, with leaders from around the world expressing their deep concerns. The United States, Russia, China, and the European Union have all called for an immediate cessation of hostilities, urging both nations to step back from the brink of war. Diplomatic channels are working overtime, with envoys and ambassadors tirelessly negotiating behind the scenes. But the situation remains precarious, with tensions running high and no clear resolution in sight. The fear is that this conflict, fueled by nationalism and decades of mistrust, could escalate beyond the control of either side, leading to catastrophic consequences. The potential consequences are too dire to contemplate, with the risk of widespread devastation and loss of life. A nuclear confrontation, once unthinkable, is now a terrifying possibility that looms over the region. The world watches and waits, hoping for a peaceful resolution, but fearing the worst. The international community must use all its diplomatic might to bring India and Pakistan back from the brink, employing every tool at their disposal. The stakes are simply too high to fail, with the future of millions hanging in the balance. The coming hours and days will be critical, as every moment counts in this high-stakes situation. The world holds its breath, praying for peace, and hoping that cooler heads will prevail. The future of millions hangs in the balance as the drums of war beat ever louder, echoing the fears of a world on edge. Section 7. Brinkmanship or all-out war, the uncertain future. The attack on Lahore marks a dangerous turning point in the India-Pakistan rivalry. The situation remains volatile, with the potential for further escalation. The world waits with bated breath, uncertain of what the future holds. Will this be a limited strike, a show of force meant to send a message, or will it spiral into a full-blown war, engulfing the entire region in chaos? The answers to these questions will determine the fate of millions. One thing is certain: the specter of conflict will continue to cast a long shadow over the Indian subcontinent. The international community must remain actively engaged, urging dialogue and de-escalation. The path to peace will be fraught with challenges, but it is the only path worth pursuing. The alternative is too horrific to contemplate.